What's up, everyone? Kriddle here, and I wanted to bring to you Moonstone Island. It is a fantastic game that was suggested and also purchased for me by two of my awesome viewers, Mez and Az. So thank you very much for the two of you for hooking me up with this game. But I wanted to kind of spread it around, let other people know about this game. It seems like it's not getting the credit that it deserves. It's only 20 bucks over on Steam, and it's a lot of fun. If you like games that are like the farming sim games like Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, things like that, then this game is for you. But if you also like Pokemon, then this game is really for you because it kind of mixes those two things together. And then with a third aspect, kind of like basically a deck building game, very similar to maybe Slay the Spire, if you ever played that. So basically a little bit about this game, just to kind of go over the general bit about it. It is mostly a farming game. So you're going to start out, you're going to essentially crash land on a set of islands. So it's going to be one island, and then there's going to be all these other islands around it that you can explore, and you're going to crash land on this from your broom that your parents give you. Don't worry about all that. You'll figure that out when you play the game. But you essentially crash land on this island, and then you have to gather up seeds, and you have to get your tools, and build those up like you do in pretty much any other type of game. So you start out with your basic tools, and then you can get, I think it's like copper tools and iron tools, and you can kind of keep going up from there. And then you can also build your house, and inside your house you can make multiple rooms, have a basement, have an attic, have, east wing, west wing, all that kind of stuff. So you can build that up and place lots of decorations just like you can in most of those kind of games. And then you can do your farming, and the farming is season based. So, depending on the season that you're playing in, you can plant certain types of seeds. However, as you get progress into the game a little bit more, you will unlock a greenhouse, and within the greenhouse, it allows you to plant anything you want from any of the seasons. So as you get farther in, you're going to want to unlock that greenhouse, and then you can expand that greenhouse to plant even more crops and then get water crops and things like that. So it really expands on that. And I think you can have multiple greenhouses. I don't have multiple greenhouses, but I think you can actually have as many as you want. So you can just keep building them as long as you have space to put them. But what I really liked about this game is the Pokemon aspect of it. So instead of called Pokemon, they are called spirits. But you can take 3 spirits out with you at one time, and then those spirits, as they level up, you can put points. You get 1 point per level to put into stats, and those stats are like speed, power, armor, and vitality, I believe, is the last one. So you get more armor for armor. The speed actually increases your ability to break the armor on the enemy. Power obviously gives you more power to make you stronger with your attacks, and then vitality gives you more hit points. So you'll be able to kind of make and mold those spirits any way that you want, and you can have up to 3 of them in your team or squad, I guess, and you can actually have them follow you around. Some of the spirits actually have bonuses. When they follow you around, they have a chance of finding rare materials, or they gain experience, or things like that can happen as well. And then each of the spirits has different cards when you level up, and you get to choose one of 3 different cards, or you can skip it. So this is where the deck building part comes in. And much like Slay the Spire, you don't necessarily want to just always get a card. You want to be able to pick the right cards for your particular deck or build that you're trying to go for. So you want to put 3 of these spirits together that kind of meld together. I personally like to have one fire spirit that's does burning damage. I have another poison spirit that does a lot of poison damage over time, not direct damage on either one of those. I like the burning damage and the poison over time damage. And then I'm trying right now to get a mental or a psychic spirit, and that's going to be able to replenish my energy to allow me to use more cards in a turn, which would obviously make me a little bit stronger. So that's the main reason I really like this game, is because of that spirit or Pokemon type aspect. You can go out and collect all these different types. I think there's like 60 something in the game, something around there. And you can collect all different ones, and then you can build them in different ways. You also get this thing called a spirit barn that you can unlock. It's very much like your greenhouse, but instead of growing plants, you grow animals. So you can get eggs, you place the eggs, and then they hatch, or you can just tame the spirits that are out in the wild and put them into your barn, and then they produce different types of things. So like a fire spirit might produce a fireball that you can pick up. You could pick up poison like poison globes or sea globes, like little pieces of glass, basically. So you need these different spirits to get materials to then build other things in the game and continue to progress forward. The last thing that I really, really like about this game is the exploration. So not only are you doing the farming, which I already like, it's very cozy, it's very, just laid back and chill, doing the farming and stuff. And you don't necessarily have like a certain amount of time. Some of these games are like, they give you a set amount of time for the day. And I don't feel like I'm constantly having to worry about that too much. There is a time limit, but I don't feel like, oh no, I have to hurry up and, get to the end or whatever. I do what I want to for the day. I have a certain amount of energy that I can spend. And usually I spend all of my energy and then a little bit more, and then I just have to get back. But it's easy to fast travel back with a whistle that you get very early on. So, you don't really get stuck out exploring too much, as long as you remember, hey, I need to be back before 2 a.m. so I can get some sleep, and you can whistle back home and go right in and go to sleep. So I really like that aspect. Some games I feel like doesn't give you enough time in the day. I've played a couple games recently where the time just goes by a little bit too fast. And this one, I think it's just about right. So really do like that aspect. But the exploration is really what sets this game apart from a lot of those other farming sim games, where you're going to go out from island to island. It's randomly generated, as far as I know, when you first start up your game and you crash land on that first island. I think that first island you crash land on is always the same, but then it's always surrounded by like 100 other islands, and those can be completely random, where they're located and what's on them. And you're going out to collect these spirit sigils or something. You have to get one for different elements, so earth, fire, wind, air, whatever. You have to collect those, and that's kind of the point of the game, is to go out and collect those. But ultimately, it's just kind of a choose your own adventure. Figure out where you want to go explore these different areas, collect all the different spirits. There are a lot of different types of spirits. You have like fire, there's water, poison I've spoken of, there's electric, there's dark, there's the psychic. So there's a lot of different types of spirits that you can collect, and then you can go and take those, kind of like a Pokédex kind of thing. So you take it to the scientist and you give him the information, and he just pays you for the information that you've collected, and that's one way to gain money. You can also just sell pretty much anything in the game in your little sell box, a lot like Stardew Valley. So you just throw everything that you don't want or don't need, and then the next morning you will have money in your little sell box. So anyway, hopefully that helps you decide if you like this game or not. I think it's fantastic. It's a wonderful game, and it's very, in my opinion, underrated right now. It needs a little bit more love. So get out there, check it out, and let me know what you think in the comments. Take care, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye!